Hello Gemini, this is your astrological forecast for the month of November 2016, and hello to you Gemini moons and Gemini rising signs also watching this video. If you can't tell, this is my way of saying you should probably watch those too, just to see which one resonates more. A quick reminder for you guys, if you're interested in weekly astrology, I do have weekly astrology in my horoscopes now as well. Weekly forecasts now will have astrology in the first half and cards in the second half, so there's a little bit of everything for everyone. And of course, if you ever want to get a more personal reading to your unique situation, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, where you can schedule an appointment with me or order a downloadable video file. So, what is going on with the big broader trends of November? Well, first off, on the 9th, we have Mars, the planet of action, energy, passion, all of that stuff, moving into your 9th house of expansion, higher learning, government and legal proceedings, academia, and spiritual progress. And when Mars goes into this part of your chart, you can bet that it's a time to start bowling over some obstacles and removing any obstacles, especially the bureaucratic kind, if that's what you've been dealing with as far as tie-ups when it comes to paper pushing, document processing, pending applications, anything along those lines, especially as it relates to, permits, maybe even travel plans, schedule coordinations, getting into the academic program or the certification program that you're looking to get into. If we're having any clashes when it comes to maybe even getting a government or legal proceeding off the ground or getting it to an end, this is going to be an advantageous season for you, starting the 9th, going all the way up into December, because Mars tends to work on clearing and finishing things for good when it's in this area. It does not pussyfoot around, and it most certainly does not take its time. So if you have been feeling like too much time has been wasted already, don't worry, we're making up for it this month. We've also got Venus on the 11th moving into Capricorn, which is your 8th house of intimacy and shared resources. So we're already kind of seeing a very diverse month for everybody, something where it's like a little bit of everything is getting affected. And I know those are the kinds of horoscopes you guys like. You don't like to hear the truth when some planets are all clustered in one area. Luckily, November is just not that kind of way. I'm teasing you. Come on, you're Geminis, you can appreciate the humor. So, with Venus moving into the intimacy zone, we're definitely talking about getting closer. And not only are we talking about getting closer, but we're talking about indulging in a bit of fantasy this month when it comes to, how we choose to connect to our partner, or how we can connect to our partner, whether it's indulging fantasies or activities that we have not necessarily tried, or maybe it's just simply making time to actually have more intimacy and more romance in this area, because this is an area that so strongly governs sensuality and sexuality. On the financial front, Venus isn't as strong here. Venus isn't really working over this area. Remember, we're putting Venus in a situation where it's like she has a choice to go towards the intimacy or towards the money. And while ruler of both, she definitely prefers the intimacy side of things. And for those of you who are single and perhaps wondering, about an opportunity to maybe enjoy a little bit of that fantasy with somebody new, it's definitely during this month that we have the highest odds of actually attracting that special somebody. On the 12th, in fact, we've got Mercury, the planet of communication, haste and speed, and of evolution, going into your 7th house of partnerships, one-on-one relationships, and your closest ties. Now remember, this area of your chart rules your spouse, romantic partner, BFF, business partner, and Mercury is going to be kind of working over all these areas at the same time. If we have been trying to bring a partnership of any kind to more of an officialhood kind of status, this is the kind of energy you're going to like, because these dialogues are going to be happening much more fluidly, much more easily, and we have a much higher likelihood of setting things in stone. In fact, Saturn being in this area of your chart already for the duration of this year and even into the next is kind of having us have these dialogues about the kinds of, I guess you could say, what kind of relationship are we both emotionally available for? You know, if we want something mature and committed, we want something with a lot of depth, we want something with a lot of devotion, are we both emotionally available for that? And what's it going to take for us both to do what we're asking for? This is the kind of vibrational match that this energy this month is really going to be preparing everybody for, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And Mercury's going to be there again through the rest of the month. A lot of these angles are very much 2 weeks or more, which is why they're in the monthly, not in the weeklies. On the 14th, we've got a full moon in Taurus, in your 12th house, and this is a clearing moon. And when we talk about a clearing moon, this can definitely be a bit of a challenge, because the 12th house is all about our privacy, our unfinished business, and our relationship with our past. And, you know, between the 14th and the 20th of the month, but especially around the 14th, you know, this is an opportunity to have some serious breakthroughs when it comes to how we relate to old issues, maybe even past issues that we are not over. And sometimes when there's a full moon in this part of our charts, everyone has one once a year, it just happens to be your month, it can kind of throw those things that we're not done with back in our faces to be dealt with one final time. And again, it's not meant to be procrastinated. It's definitely not something to be foregone or to be put away. This is talking about a time where between the 14th and the 20th especially, we have to kind of confront and beat a past that we are running from. And I'm not sure what the nature of this could be. You know, it of course is going to be unique to everyone. You know, over 1,000 people are probably going to watch this video, so I couldn't tell each and every single one of you which one it is, but that is a very, very strong likelihood and theme here. The important thing to understand is to not be afraid of this kind of thing, because again, this, whatever you get rid of is room for, you know, actually something you want. On the 19th, we do have Neptune, the planet of illusions and inspiration, of attachments, but also fluidity and artistry, and to some degree even romance, turning direct in your 10th house of career. And it's time to talk about whether or not we actually still have the passion for our line of work that we did before. Because when Neptune was retrograde, you know, we got the X-ray goggles on. You know, we took off the rose-colored specs, we put on the X-ray goggles, and we got to see our career, our life's work, or maybe even just our idea of success for what it really is. You know, and there are some truths to be had about that. You know, success isn't really about status or about money. I know some awful people who make plenty of money. It's not about that. And I don't define being an awful person as being successful. I think that what we're looking at with this Neptune direct for you, though, is actually saying, are you actually living, you know, your own fairy tale, your own fantasy, again, by, you know, being able to be successful at what you consider your life's work. Sometimes your life's work's not always what you get paid for, you know, but we have to make sure that we don't tell ourselves we're living our life's work when we're not either. This is a very empowering aspect for a lot of you Gemini people, because it's going to be kind of showing you what might be missing from your life as a constructive pastime that you need to incorporate, or what I'm getting from this is maybe even reincorporate, that, you know, really does kind of give you that sense of completion through the work that you do, feeling productive through something that you're passionate about. And when Neptune goes direct, that inspiration is going to come flooding back. Just be careful not to get too one-sided, or develop a raison d'etre with your passion, with this energy, because sometimes eyes on the prize can turn into tunnel vision. On the 21st, we do have the Sun moving into Sagittarius, again, that 7th house of close one-on-one relationships and partnerships. And wherever the Sun goes, we're talking about increasing the yield or getting more out of these relationships, whether it's our relationship with our best friend, healing our relationship with a close friend or a close family member, or again, getting more time and energy with our partner, especially if that has been something that's been sorely missed. And with the Sun here, there's going to be a big focus on this all the way from the last week of this month into the first 3 weeks of December. And it's even stronger because we've got a new moon in this area as well on the 29th of this month, creating a new beginning in partnerships altogether. We could come through this with a brand new committed romantic partner, possibly even a discussion of taking a relationship to the next level, getting engaged, married, cohabitating, merging, or even an opportunity to, sort of evolve an existing partnership into something that is more suited to the people that you've matured to be over the course of your relationship. And it's actually very important every once in a while to be able to reinvent ourselves and reinvent our relationship if we want to keep it going strong. And that's definitely going to be fertile ground for you and your partner, or you and your friend to play with, especially in the last week of this month and again going into December. So that is your forecast, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.